Yeah.
We have people celebrating, but it must be such a mix of emotions, given so much has been lost in Gaza. Can you tell me just what this ceasefire means to you now?
Actually, I'm so happy to be alive with you again, because I have never imagined like to be alive and one of the survivors of the genocide, because it was the most violent war I have ever witnessed in Gaza Strip. I have witnessed 7 wars before this, but no one was like this time. It continued for 15 months, and nobody knew before that it will stop one day. I'm afraid that I said one day, I told my mom that I am losing hope, mommy. I am losing hope. At the time that the ceasefire agreement was announced in Qatar, I was so I was waiting eagerly, just like the other people all around the world. I know it was like a historical moment, and I suspected for the first time, is it going to be announced really, or it's going to fail like every time of negotiations? And finally, I have witnessed this moment. I cried. I couldn't stop my tears. It was like a waterfall, and I hugged my 2 daughters. I was so happy that the ceasefire finally was announced, and we survived. We really survived. But at the same time, I was so scared of the future. I'm still so scared of the future, and the shape of my life will be like if I return to the north. I know that the Jabalia camp houses are all destroyed, totally or partly. And I don't know. I can't imagine the shape of my life. How would it be? Would it be in a tent, or how long, and how, like, so many questions still unclear, so ambiguous. The situation is still ambiguous, but the most achievement is that I'm still alive.
The survival is extraordinary for so many in Gaza. And of course, we hear in your voice the contradiction between that grief and that joy. And as you said, people do not understand if their homes are still standing. 90% of 2.1 million people, we want to repeat, in Gaza have been displaced from their homes. Some as many as 10 times or more. Can you tell us about your experience in the last 15 months? How many times have you had to move?
I was displaced 8 times, even sometimes 4 times of them. I was displaced from a humanitarian zone to another humanitarian zone under the Israeli army instructions. It was really, really hard for me to take my tent, to take my things under fire, and to leave immediately. Really, really, I didn't imagine to still alive. And at the same time, you have to save your children's life. That's the point. You have to take your own family members. You have to look around. Sometimes I didn't have this, this choice to look behind and to see my mommy, how fast she is walking. Okay, so many details. Very hard experience. Very hard. I think I am one of the traumatized